APNvideo.com is on the air, and we're coming to you from Peoria Sports Complex, the winter home of the Padres and the Mariners. And today it's home to the 2021 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series on APN. We're in the 35 and over Cactus Division as the Minnesota Bruins take on the Blues of Utah. And I'm Jeff Lowry, APN Video Sports. So glad you could join us here. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. Temperatures topping out around 74, 75 degrees. You get a look at the Minnesota Bruins. Struggling. They haven't won a game. This is their fourth game in pool play. And they're taking on, I think, one of the better teams in this division, the Utah Blues. They come in with a record of 3-1, fresh off a 5-1 loss, but they did have 3 straight wins to start pool play. If Minnesota is hoping to get into the playoffs, they may have to win out from here on. They got 3 more games, while the Blues, well, they got to take care of business. They have 2 remaining games on their schedule, and certainly they need to win one of the 2. Ken Griffey Jr., one of the greatest center fielders of all time, one of 2 players, retired numbers in the Seattle organization. As we get set for baseball on APNvideo.com. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Minnesota Bruins. Ryan Polahanka, the outstanding shortstop, leads things off. He'll be followed by Eric Johnson and Steve Kleppen. Chandler McLean is the cleanup hitter, appropriate name. Matt Moharder with Kalina and Shackell sharing that number 6 position, AB. The third baseman is Watson, Niebauer, the second baseman. And the final 3 in the order is Anthony Dubitsky and Hughes. All right, back here at Peoria Sports Complex, get a look at the 2 managers you see on the right. John Lipinski, 38-year-old outfielder, as he will be sending out number 8 right-hander Nate Ackman as the starting pitcher here today for the Minnesota Bruins, and they're looking for their first victory of the tournament. Utah, conversely, coming in 3 wins and 1 loss. The Bruins come in with a record of 0-3. So it'll be Dwayne, Zach Privet, and Casey Miller, the top 3 here for the Utah Blues. For this mid-afternoon affair, and the first pitch is swung on and missed, and this game is underway. We're in the 35 and over Cactus Division on a beautiful day for baseball. Temperature, high temperature today, probably somewhere in the upper 70s, mid to upper 70s, and that one's fouled away. 0-2 the count on Dwayne Privet. Leading off here for the Utah Blues, and now time is called. Get a look at the defensive alignment. And the shortstop is still stretching. And the defense is anchored by Dubitsky in center field. That's a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and there's 1 down here in the inning. So a good start here for the Minnesota Bruins, and the next batter up is going to be right-handed hitting Zach Privet. Gorgeous day here from Peoria Sports Complex. And the changeup is in there. Good pitch. Nate Ackman. Fly ball. Shallow. Second baseman out, and he will corral it on a nice catch. Niebauer with a fine play for out number 2. So the first 2 are retired very quickly here. And next up for the Utah Blues, looking for their 4th win in 5 games, Casey Miller. Casey is one of their top players, 3rd place hitter in the lineup. He bats with 2 out and nobody on here in the top of the 1st inning. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and he retires the side in order. Striking out 2 after a half an inning of play. Utah 0. The Minnesota Bruins are coming up next. And you're getting a first look at the starting pitcher here for the Utah Blues, and right-hander Stephen Bowain. As you get a look at that Blues defense almost looks like the LA Dodgers. Polehanka, Eric Johnson, and then Klepper will be the first three. Utah led by Dwayne Privet, who gets a start out in left field. Well, here is Ryan Polehanka hoping to get things going quickly here for Minnesota. They have scored just 6 runs in this entire tournament, even though they played one less game than the Utah Blues. Actually, they have scored 9 runs coming in, but they have been outscored in 3 games. The average margin of victory for their opponent has been, so far, a little over 6 runs. But it all starts with Ryan Polehanka. Starting shortstop today here for the Bruins. Bottom half of inning number 1, no score. As Bowain missed low, and he's missed a couple of times low with that sinking pitch. That's outside ball 4 and a leadoff walk. Good start for the Bruins, and second place hitter Eric Johnson comes to the plate. I would not imagine that they'll be playing small ball this early in the game. Ball gets away, but not far enough for Polehanka to advance to second base, and good hustle by the first baseman down there. Now Johnson. Snap throw over to first. That was a good move. First pitch to him is low, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch to the second place hitter in the lineup. And that one almost the same location, and this time the home plate umpire calls it a strike. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Eric Johnson. Spending a lot of time with Polehanka over there at first base, who runs well. He's the starting shortstop here for the Bruins. So Eric Johnson. And he sends a fly ball into left field, a long run, and a diving catch. A sensational play by Dwayne Privet as he saves a run and gets it back in quickly as Ryan heads back to first. A sensational play for out number 1 here in the home half of the first inning. And here's Steve Klepper. Runner at first base with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Minnesota getting their first look at Bowain. And the ball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes on the left-handed hitter. He kind of reminds me, and you guys might be too young to remember, a guy named Darryl Porter who had a pretty good career, major league career. He had kind of that open stance. And I don't know, Steve almost kind of looks like that same batting stance. I'll have to remember not to make references to players in the 80s and the 70s when I'm doing the 35 and over, but some of you guys may be baseball fanatics and would remember that name among a couple of others I'll probably mention before this is over. Here's a fly ball, shallow center field, late break for the center fielder, and he won't have a play. Well, Loomis really got a late break on it, and a lot of that may be because of the bat flip by Steve Klepper. I mean, I even thought that ball was crushed. He took a big, healthy swing at it. So maybe that's why he does the bat flip, and now Chandler McLean. So you got 2 on with 1 man out here in the bottom half of inning number 1. The Minnesota Bruins are on the air on APN Video Sports. Well, this is the first time, folks, that APN has used an elevated camera to shoot a baseball game. First time ever. So I hope you like the images. I kind of like the clean picture. Here's a ball hit to the right side. The second baseman knocks it down. He's up with it, and the throw to first is not in. Oh, they called him out. He says he's out. And that was an outstanding play there that scores the run. And it's 1-0 Minnesota, but Rich Webster with a fine play there at second base. So you got a runner at second, 2 down in the inning. Give Chandler an RBI, and here is Matt Moharder, right-handed hitter with Klepper at second base, and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. So Minnesota able to break through against the starting pitcher, Stephen Bowain. Bottom half of inning number 1. Minnesota has a runner in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. And the 1-ball, no strike pitch from Bowain, and it's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Matt Moharder. You got Chris Kalina waiting in the wings on deck and hoping for a chance to drive in a run here in the bottom of the first inning. And excuse me, check swing, and he fouls it off, and now Matt finds himself in a hole at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The runner is going, and here's a looper out in the center field, and this one is going to be taken care of by Loomis, and that'll retire the side. So after 1 inning of play, Minnesota leads Utah 1-0 from the 34th annual MSBL World Series on APN. All right, back here at Peoria Sports Complex, we go to the top of the second inning with Minnesota leading 1-0 over the Utah Blues. Blues will be sending up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Corey Newton, Mike Aaron, and Brig Taylor. The first pitch is swung on, hit into foul territory, and that will drop. So good hustle by Brett Hughes out in right field. That ball hit him, and so he will head down to first base. The batter's going to be Mike Oren. I think he is one of the co-managers, or maybe he is the manager. He's the one that gave me the lineup. And he'll take a strike, and it's 0-1. The second inning of work for Nate Ackman. And we'll have a trivia question coming up for you in just a little bit. Here's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 on the 5th hitter in the lineup for the Utah Blues. And he swings and misses on a beautiful breaking pitch. That one biting down and in on the right-handed hitter, and that is strikeout number 3 for Nate Ackman.
35.
They'll bring up Brig Taylor. Get a look at the infield defense alignment for the Minnesota Bruins. One nothing Minnesota. We're in the top of the second inning with a runner at first and 1 out. And here's a chopper down to third, fielded by the third baseman. They'll get 1, throw it on to first, not in time. So a fine defensive play down at the hot corner by Jack Watson. Watson did a nice job backing up on the high bouncing ball. He got the big hop and was able to fire on to second base. Niebauer, and here's another opportunity. Deep, and the long throw across, and unable to get a pretty quick Jeff Cole, and that's an infield hit. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Utah Blues, who come in here with a record of 3-1. They won their first 3 round-robin games, but coming off a 5-1 loss in their last game, they are a plus 11, including this one, in terms of run differential. Now Rich Webster. 2 on with 1 out. Check that, 2 on with 2 out here in the top of the second inning. Nate Ackman sights a sign and delivers, and that one high and tight. Well, you don't have a big target up there at the plate at Rich Webster. A lot of pitchers will tell you it's tough to throw to a player that doesn't have much height. Not putting Rich Webster down. I know a lot of you guys are probably laughing right now, but and a called strike on a pitch that might have been up around his chin. And that one got him. That is the second hit batsman by Nate Ackman, and that will load the bases with 2 out, and here's Zach Layton. First, second, and third for the Utah Blues. A tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. And the batter is Zach Layton, who lifts it out of play, and it's 0-1. A swing and a miss. He struck him out, his 4th strikeout of the game, and it couldn't have come at a better time. So another scoreless inning for the Utah Blues. Minnesota coming up here in the bottom of the second. Back here at the Peoria Sports Complex, winter home of the Mariners. We're on the Seattle Mariners side. You saw the 2 retired numbers in Mariners history. Edgar Martinez, the Hall of Famer, and another Hall of Famer, Ken Griffey Jr. And the first pitch is walloped by Jack Watson into center field, and what a spectacular catch. Well, I'll tell you what, that might be our Marucci big play of the day, Jory Loomis. A sensational catch for out number 1. Well, that robs Jack Watson, or I'm sorry, that was Chris Kalina. And that is our Marucci big play of the day. Now Jack Watson. What a spectacular play by Loomis in center field. One nothing Minnesota, looking to add on to the lead, and our elevated camera location out here beyond the center field fence. This is the first time that we have tried this, as this one's hammered right at the shortstop, and Zach Pruitt will make the catch, out number 2. Couple of hard hit balls, and now Luke Niebauer, the second baseman, will dig in. 2 out, nobody on, and 4 in a row set down by Stephen Bowine. And a ground ball down to third, gobbled up there nicely, and the throw across in time to retire the side. 3 up and 3 down. Head to the third. 1-0 Minnesota. This is APN and the 34th annual MSBL World Series. So a nice job by the 48-year-old third baseman, Jared Bates. Get a look at the defense around the horn for Minnesota. And they are led by their fine shortstop, Ryan Polahanka, 37-year-old. And we've already seen Jack Watson make a nice play down there at third base. So we go to the top of the third inning. Top of the third inning, and the third inning of work for the starter in Nate Ackman, and this one is not going to be caught down the first base line. Good effort by the first baseman, Kevin Chavez. So it looks like the Blues are going to go 10 AB and 11 AB. That one is fouled back and out of play. So it'll be Jared Bates, Miguel Hernandez, and then back to the top of the lineup in Dwayne Privet. And a comebacker to Nate Ackman. He fires on to first, easy out, one down. Ackman, 2 1/3 innings. He has given up 1 base hit, but he's hit 2 batters. He has struck out 4. He has not yet walked a batter. Miguel Hernandez, the last batter in the lineup for the Utah Blues in this 35 and over Cactus Division play. If Minnesota finishes out, they could make the playoffs. There's also a consolation, kind of like the NIT in basketball. And so even if they would finish, if they get a win here today and maybe finish 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3 might put them in the playoffs. That one is high and tight. Well, June 3rd, 1971, a 25-year-old right-hander with the Philadelphia Phillies accomplished something that has never been done in Major League Baseball history. There's the first walk. So Hernandez is aboard with 1 man out, and the batter's going to be Dwayne Privet. 0 for 1. He is 1 of 4 strikeout victims by Nate Ackman. Runner at first, 1 out. Wind picking up here a little bit. We'll have to excuse a little bit of the shakiness, and that's outside for ball 1. So this pitcher, a 25-year-old right-hander in 71, is the only pitcher to throw a no-hitter and hit 2 home runs in a game. And no, it's not Ohtani, and it's not Babe Ruth. It was in 1971. Dwayne Privet with brother Zach waiting in the wings on deck. Runner at first base and 1 out. And here's a line smash, base hit in the right center field. And a nice play out there by the Bruins, Dubitsky. And that was a clean base hit from Dwayne Privet, one of their top on-base leaders, first and second occupied. So now Ackman going to work against Zach Privet. And he slaps one up the middle. Knocked down by Ryan. He'll step on the bag for 1, throw it to first, and the first baseman could not hold on to it. And that will allow the first run of the game to score for the Blues, and we are tied at 1 here in the 3rd. So with a tie ball game, you got Casey Miller, a dangerous hitter, 3rd place hitter up here for the Utah Blues here in the top half of the 3rd inning. So they tie it on a ground out, fielder's choice by Zach Privet. And it's ball 1 to Casey Miller. Miller was a strikeout victim back in the 1st inning. 1 of 4 for Nate Ackman as this one is hit the center. Dubitsky's got it, and the side is retired. So we head now to the bottom half of inning number 3, and we're all tied up at 1 apiece at the 34th annual Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series. Stephen Bowain will be out for his 3rd inning of work. Doug Anthony, Dubitsky, and Hughes will be the first 3 for John Lipinski's Minnesota Bruins. And the first pitch swung on and missed. I should say that Ackman, 3 innings of shutout baseball. He has struck out 4. He's given up just 2 base hits. He's hit 2, and he's walked a batter. So we got a good old good one here as we head now to the home half of inning number 3. Minnesota batting. Doug Anthony. This one is popped up. Will this stay in play? And it will not. It's going to fall back behind the dugout. I think this is the first time I've ever been over on this side of the complex. I've been on the Padres side a couple of times. We're going to kind of zoom out just a little bit because of the wind. One of the downfalls when you have these elevated cameras, they don't like the wind, and it starts to rock a little bit. But yeah, I really like the clean picture so far as Doug Anthony trying to get something going here in the bottom half of inning number 3. 2 strikes on him as Stephen Beauwain has set down 5 in a row and 6 of the last 7 he has faced. And here's a hot shot out into left field and a nice running catch. Well, another fine play by the left fielder of the Utah Blues, and that's Dwayne Privet. He has made 2 spectacular catches. Well, we saw Loomis make a Marucci play of the day, and you probably could throw Privet in there. So that'll bring up Dubitsky. And I'm assuming his first name is Zvi Dubitsky. And he fouls that one off. Hard-hitting right-hand hitter, batting in the number 10 spot with Brett Hughes coming up in the rears. 1-1 tie. We're in the bottom half of inning number 3, Minnesota and Utah. A beautiful day. Temperatures cooled down midweek here. We're in the 70s. You just can't ask for a better conditions for baseball, though this field, I don't know, that home plate area is like swinging out of a sandy beach on the coast. I was over at Salt River Fields a couple of days ago, and their fields are, almost pristine. And here's a shot out in the left field, and this one is going to be in there for a base hit. A 1-out single by Dubitsky. And now Brett Hughes. Now time is called as the runner is taken off for second, and they're going to just say time is called. So they will send the runner back. Dubitsky back to first base. As Brett Hughes, the final hitter in the batting order here for John Lipinski. He threw it away, and that ball going down the line. Here comes Dubitsky to third, and he is going to be in without a throw. I think they're going to send him back to second, though. So that'll be an error on the pitcher. Brett Hughes with a chance to drive in a run. They were 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position back in the first inning, went down in order in the second. Well, Beauwain had set down 6 in a row before the base hit by Dubitsky. And now setting his sights on the right-handed hitting Brett Hughes. We're in the bottom of the third inning, 35 Cactus Division of the 2021 MSBL World Series on APN Sports. You're probably saying, well, Jeff, that trivia question, I mean, how the heck would I even know that? I remember it because I had, and this is how old I am, but first the pitch to Brett Hughes. I remember hearing about this guy because he pitched for the Boston Red Sox in 1975 against the Reds. I'm from the Cincinnati area, kind of north of there, about an hour and a half in Ohio, western Ohio. Yeah, I heard about it as a kid. And almost unheard of to have a no-hitter, as this one's going to be taken care of by the shortstop, Zach Privet. And that's out number 2 here in the inning. That's a big out with a runner at second, 2 men out. We go back to the top of the order, and the opposing shortstop, Ryan Polahanka. Ryan has walked and scored the only run of the ball game here for the Minnesota Bruins. He's at the plate here in the third, and he takes a fastball upstairs, ball one. With a runner at second base, we're in a 1-1 tie. Ryan is one of the mainstays on that John Lipinski defense. Right-handed hitter, trying to get something going here with a runner at first base, or second base, and he pops it up on the infield where the second baseman calls for it. He'll make the catch. That's Webster. And we got 3 in the books from Peoria Sports Complex. 1-1 tie. This is the 2021 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series on apmvideo.com, coming to you from Peoria Sports Complex. We got a good game. We're going to the top of the fourth inning. Utah 1, Minnesota likewise. Well, the fourth inning of work now for Nate Ackman, who has pitched very well, even though he's had a couple of hit batsmen. But, you know, that's part of the intimidation factor. No, I'm kidding. Sometimes pitchers, yeah, they do it on purpose. Nate's not doing it on purpose. I think he had a couple that got away from him. So Utah will send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters. It'll be Corey Newton, Mike Oren, and Brig Taylor, who's now checked in at first base for the Utah Blues, who I think one of the quality teams in this tournament, as this one is lifted in the air, and that one's out of play. So Corey, he was one of the 2 players in the second that was hit by a pitch, and Ackman on the pop-up will take care of business right in front of the speedy Corey Newton. 1 down. That'll bring up Mike Oren. And he ropes one off the glove of the shortstop out in the center field, and that's going to be a base hit. So a leadoff, or a one-out single for Mike Oren. Boy, he clobbered. He went right after that first pitch offering from Ackman. And here's the big, strong first baseman, Brig Taylor. That sounds like a ball player. He takes a strike, borderline pitch, 0-1. Jeff Cole is on deck. Runner at first base is Mike Oren, and he was going on the pitch. Hit and run for the Utah Blues, 0-2. You know, that's the one thing with all the games that we've covered. We're about halfway through this tournament, and I haven't seen the hit and run very often. A lot of straight steals, especially at the older guys, as this one's hammered to right field and out of play. So 2 strikes on Brig Taylor, a fielder's choice back in the second inning. He bats here in the top of the fourth with the Utah Blues trailing Minnesota 1-0. Pop-up and another opportunity for Ackman. So he has had 2 putouts here in the inning. 2 down in the inning, and he has set down 4 of the last 5 that he has faced. And here's a guy, Jeff Cole, who had an infield hit his first time up back in the second. Takes a first pitch upstairs for ball 1, and I'll tell you, I think Nate Ackman's pitched an outstanding game. He gave up a run last inning, but 3+ strong innings here. Gets the strike call. The difference between his fastball and his breaking pitches, there's got to be a huge differential. This one is lifted in the air, and Lipinski is under, calling. He's got it. That'll retire the side. So Minnesota will come up in a 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And we're coming to you from the Peoria Sports Complex, the winter home of the Padres and the Seattle Mariners. And we got a good one in the making here. So a 1-1 tie, fourth inning action. And Eric Johnson will start things off here. Flied out to left field, his first and only time up. And he rifles one into left field, a leadoff single. That'll bring up the third place hitter, Steve Klepper. He had a base hit back in the first, and he hits one way back into right field, but this time it's going to be caught. And the throw to second as the runner got a late break, and they got him. Oh, my goodness. Polohonka didn't like the call, but a tremendous relay from the second baseman, Niebauer. Check that, Webster. That ends up being a double play. That'll go 9-4 to 6. 2 down in the inning. And the batter is going to be Chandler McLean. He had a ground ball RBI back in the first inning, scoring Polohonka. So 2 out, nobody on. McLean had the only RBI of this game. That was back in the first inning, scoring Polohonka from third on a ground out. And he didn't get cheated there. I'll tell you, you got some strong guys up there. Klepper and now McLean. And he lost him, ball 4. That is the first walk issued by Bowain since Polohonka walked back in the first inning. Now Moharder, and he takes outside, ball 1. Bottom of the fourth inning. Coming to you from Peoria Sports Complex. You know, this really calls for a hit and run, I think, right here. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. And they'll move the runner up. That's going to be a wild pitch, so you don't have to hit and run now. It's 3 balls and no strikes, so a pitch away from drawing a walk is Matt Moharder. Throw back to second, not in time. Grounded up the middle. And the shortstop plays the bad hop and throws him out at first. Nice play by Privet to retire the side. So we are heading now to the top of the 5th inning It's a 1-1 tie here from Peoria Sports Complex. Top of the 5th inning, Utah. In their 5th time around. And this man was hit by a pitch back in the second inning. And Rich Webster, the second baseman. Ackman dropping down big time. This is a guy that will eat up some innings for you. And I say it on every broadcast. If you got a couple of guys like that, as this one is ripped down the left field line, base hit. And it's going to be a ground roll double. Chandler McLean out in left field. They'll have a courtesy runner for Rich Webster, so he has been on base both times. That is the 4th hit for the Utah Blues, and the tying run aboard. Ground ball knocked down at third. Nice play. Throw it on to first, and they got him. How about that? A nice job on both ends, Stephen Kleppen. And the third baseman, Jack Watson. And that's 1 down here in the inning. So that goes 5-3 and a sensational job. And now Jory Loomis, the center fielder, takes strike 1. Top of the fifth inning, 1-1 tie between Utah and Minnesota, but Utah's got a runner at second base and one man out on a leadoff double. And a chopping ball to Ryan. His only play is to first. Perfectly thrown over there, and there's two down. With a runner at third, moving up, courtesy runner Brig Taylor. Nice job by the Minnesota shortstop. It's almost like an NBA. Utah and Minnesota. Okay, so Scott Linford. Swing and a miss. Boy, I'll tell you, Nate Ackman, I know he's given up a few walks. He's hit a couple of guys, but he's been pretty much lights out overall. Last hitter in the lineup here for the Utah Blues. Ground ball, right side. Gobbled up there nicely by the second baseman. He'll throw him out, and that will retire the side. Luke Niebauer getting the job done. And you're watching the 2021 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series here on APN Sports. The Bruins and the Blues battling in the 35 Cactus Division from Peoria Sports Complex. Halfway through this afternoon affair, and we're tied at 1 apiece. This is the 34th Annual Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series. Coming to you from Peoria Sports Complex. A beautiful day for our national pastime. Bottom half of inning number 5. Fifth inning of work for Stephen Bowine. First up is going to be Pete Shakow. First time up, he's in the AB position and got locked up a little bit there and was able to lay off. Chris Kalina also occupies that number 6 A position in the lineup. Well, we asked the trivia question, who is the only pitcher or player in baseball history to throw a no-hitter? It was against the Cincinnati Reds back in June of 20. That's inside ball 4. Good at bat there by Pete. So he will head down to first base. The only pitcher to throw a no-hitter and hit 2 home runs in the same game. He did it against the Cincinnati Reds June 23rd, 1971. Now Jack Watson, the third baseman. He's played a sensational third base so far, and he's lined the shortstop at the plate, and he's 0 for 1. The Bruins lead it 1-0 over Utah. From our elevated position here in center field. Ground ball hit hard and in through the hole. Base hit. Jack Watson with his first hit of the ball game. Just the 4th hit of the ball game so far for Minnesota. Who comes in here looking for their first victory in the 35 Cactus 2021 MSBL World Series. So Pete at second, Jack at first, Luke Niebauer. A snap throw to second base, safe. Not a bad move there by Bowine. First pitch off the end of the bat, strike 1. With Doug Anthony on deck for the Bruins. Scored their only run in the top or the bottom half of inning number 1. And now they throw it out in the center field, but Loomis is right there. That's probably a little too dangerous. By the time he picked up the ball and realized that that ball was thrown into center field, probably wouldn't have had much of a chance. The 0-1 pitch, and that's low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Luke Niebauer. He grounds one to short, and it took a bad hop, and it goes out into left center field. That's going to score the second run. Loomis, a great job getting the ball back into the infield. It skips by the second baseman, and runners are at second and third. So an RBI single for Luke Niebauer. And now the batter is going to be Doug Anthony, who was robbed on a great play by the left fielder, and he's bunting, and that was a safety squeeze, and he fouls it off, 0-1. And this one's popped up. Can the pitcher get there? It's out of play. Hammered deep down the line. That's out of play. Well, that ball landed up onto the batting cage over here. 2-strike pitch to Doug Anthony. Up and in, 1-2. Well, we got a good game here in the makings. 2-0. Still anybody's ball game. We're only halfway through this contest on a beautiful day here from Peoria Sports Complex, a suburb of Phoenix. And this one is popped up. First baseman's under it, and Orem's got it. That will be the first out of the inning, and how important is that for this Utah Blues team? I hope I didn't call them the Utah Braves. Dubitsky, the fine, fleet-footed center fielder, takes outside, ball one. He had a base hit. He has one of the 5 hits here for the Bruins. The Utah Blues trail Minnesota 2-0 here in the 5th. 2 on for Dubitsky. And he wallops one into left field. The left fielder can't make a play. It gets by. And 2 runs are going to score. And Dubitsky is going to go in with a 2-base hit, and it's 4-1 Minnesota. A 2-run double for the Bruins center fielder. This is the largest lead they have had so far in this tournament, a 2-run double. And our pivotal play of the game brought to you by Marucci Bats. Honor the game. Not really. I didn't get a check from him. Now Brett Hughes, batting for the second time, popped up to the shortstop. He bunts one third base side, but foul. And it's no balls and 1 strike. 1 out, runner at second. He chops one into the hole. They're not going to have a play. Throw to first, nowhere near in time. 7 hits in total. Runners are at first and third for the Minnesota Bruins. And we go back to the top of the order as Ryan Polahanka 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. He's played well at shortstop. Close play down there at first base. 1 out. Polahanka batting here in the bottom of the 5th. 3 runs in for the Bruins, and they lead 4-0. There goes the runner. And the throw down, and that one eludes the second baseman and heads up base running by Dubitsky. And it's now 5-1 Minnesota. That'll be a throwing error on the catcher. No stolen base. We'll give Hughes a stolen base. And really the key to that play, you got Dubitsky down there at third base. You had the stolen base. The catcher throws down there. As this ball is hit hard by Ryan into right center field. And it's dropped by the right fielder. Well, another error, and the throw will come in, and that'll hold the runner at third base. Now remember, there's only 1 man out, so the runner couldn't get too far down the line. And now Stephen Bowain's shaking up on the play. So that'll be an error on the right fielder, the second error of the inning. Runners are at first and third, 1 out for Eric Johnson, who drove a single to left field back in the 4th. 5-1 Bruins here in the fifth inning. They're going to come home with it. The throw to the plate, and it's in time. What a play by Webster and an outstanding play by the catcher. Fielder's choice. Runners are at first and second. That's a 4-2 put out at the plate. And that was not the easiest play, but I'll tell you, Webster can play second base a little bit. Not a little bit, a whole lot. Good job by the second sacker of the Utah Blues. Now Steve batting for the third time. It's Steve Klepp, and I called him Klepper earlier. My apologies. I'm trying to read the handwriting on the starting lineup. Sometimes the R's and the N's get a little mixed up. Here's a chopper, and the shortstop knocks it down. The underhanded flip got him. That'll retire the side. So we're heading to the top of the sixth inning, but three, make that four big runs come across. Top of six coming up here on APN Sports. It's 5-1 Minnesota at the 34th Annual World Series. Nate Ackman is now in his sixth inning of work, and, well, he's pitched extremely well. He's given up one run in total. It was an earned run, and he's pitched very well. Let's see if he can keep it going. First up is going to be Dwayne Privet, who takes outside a ball. He is 1 for 2 at the plate. And 2 balls and no strikes to Dwayne Privet, followed by Zach Privet and Casey Miller. Nice pitch. 2-1 now, the count on Dwayne Privet. And he missed outside 3-1. We mentioned Utah got off to a great start. They won their first 3 games. Outscored their opponents 25-9. Lost their last game in a close one 5-1. Good pitching matchup. That's ball 4. So a runner at first to lead things off here in the top of the sixth inning. Ackman has given up just the 1 run so far, and he has scattered 5 hits. And a team that has done very well in scoring runs. They've had 2 games in which they have been in double figures. Zach Privet has popped up to the second baseman, hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. And he swings over that pitch. Zach, the starting shortstop here for the Utah Blues. And he came back upstairs. An outstanding job really changing the eye level, and that's out number 1. 6 punch-outs here for Ackman. He has walked 3. He has hit 2 batters. So 5 free passes, and the first pitch, ball 1 to Casey Miller, looking for his first hit. The Blues are batting here in the top of the sixth inning with a 3-1 record. Who is just kind of clinging to their playoff lives in this game. So very pivotal game here. Even a bigger game, I think, for Minnesota than the Utah Blues. Boy, that was close. High fly ball out into left field, and this ball will be caught. So John racing in. John's got so much speed, he almost overran that short pop-up. I mean, he had to come to a screeching stop that time because of the, I think his nickname back home is Flash. He takes care of Casey Miller, and the next batter is Newton, and he shoots one through the right side, base hit. Quickly up with the ball is the right fielder. That was a nice play. So hit number 5 for the Blues, and now they have runners at first and second. They are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position here today. And here's a shot to the second baseman. Get it over to the shortstop for the force out, and the side is retired. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Minnesota Bruins lead Utah 5-1 here at Peoria at the 34th Annual Men's Senior Baseball League. Now we're coming to you from Peoria Sports Complex on this beautiful afternoon. Well, the big telling story in this game, Utah is a combined 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And we got a new pitcher on the mound for the Utah team, and that's going to be the right-hander who had been playing shortstop in Zach Privet. I think the mindset for Utah, and I was talking to one of their brain trusts before the game, as this one is hit in the air by Steve to center field, and that one's going to be caught. Their other number 23 makes the catch for one down. Minnesota leads it by a score of 5-1 here. Home half of the 6th inning, and Chandler McLean. Kleppen flies out to center. And now Chandler McLean. Got a healthy cut at that one. Well, a couple of deficiencies in their roster. High pop-up in the shallow left center field. And I'll tell you what, Dwayne Privet's caught just about everything hit his way. 2 down here in the inning, and now Matt Moharder, who's looking for his first hit. Takes a strike. Slider outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt has flied to center. He is grounded to short. So the answer to our trivia question, the only player to throw a no-hitter and hit 2 home runs in the same game was a guy named Rick Wise. Pitched for the St. Louis Cardinals for many years. He was with the Boston Red Sox when they played the Cincinnati Reds in 1975. He is the only player. So eat your heart out, Ohtani. Of course, he's the kind of guy that could possibly do it, throwing upwards to 100 miles an hour. And what do you have, 45 home runs this year? Strike 3 called, and the 6th inning is in the books. We head to the 7th. 5-1 Minnesota. We're coming to you from the home of the San Diego Padres and the Mariners, Peoria Sports Complex, on a beautiful afternoon for baseball. And let's see if Utah can get those bats going. The Blues trail 5-1 here on APN Sports in our coverage of the 2021 MSBL World Series. Hey, you get a look at the in-between warm-ups between these two teams, and what a pitching performance so far for Nate Ackman. He has thrown 6 innings. He's given up 5 hits. He has struck out 6, walked 3, and hit 2 batters. But the most important part, as he goes to work against Big Brig Taylor, who is looking for his first hit of the game, is that he's thrown 6 innings and given up just 1 run total. Jeff Lowry coming to you from Peoria Sports Complex. Beautiful day for baseball. That one's shot foul. That ball came right back to Nate Ackman. How often do you see that? And he almost took out his on-deck hitter, Jeffrey Cole. And Cole was describing to the fans just how gracefully he got out of the way of that one. That is strike 3 called on a beautifully painted fastball on the outside corner. Little 2-seam action, and there's 1 down. 7 punch-outs for Nate Ackman. Well, you love the lower scoring games. I mean, you can imagine, I had a game the other day as Cole pops it up, and the second baseman is right there, and he will take care of business for out number 2. So Nick Doobie takes care of Jeff Cole, 2 down in the inning, and here's Rich Webster. Rich has been hit by a pitch. He is doubled, and he's played great at second base. And a check swing foul, 0-1. I had a 25, believe it or not, and I think he might have just got, did he get hit again? No, he was able somehow, I think that went through his legs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Webster. 65 and over game over at Tempe the other day. 11 runs in the first, 6 more in the second. They win at 25-1. Not an easy game. So this has been really refreshing for me to have. You know, it's been somewhat of a pitcher's duel. I think the Utah Blues had the one bad inning where they gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th, but overall I think we've seen good pitching in this game and overall really good defense. 25-1. I mean, you know, I got into the last 3 innings of that game. The team that hired us was called the Kansas City A's, and some of you, or a lot of you, probably don't realize that the Oakland A's came from Kansas City after they moved from Philadelphia. So your Oakland A's used to be the Kansas City and Philadelphia A's. And it was one of those situations, I didn't know a whole lot about the Kansas City A's, except the fact that they played in Kansas City. Reggie Jackson, I think his first year was there. Bert Campaneris played there. Maybe a couple of others, Catfish Hunter. So between innings, I was looking up information about the Kansas City A's, and I learned a lot about that franchise. That's a swing and a miss, and a 1-2-3 inning for Ackman, who has struck out 8. 7th inning stretch time from Peoria Sports Complex. Bruins with a 4-run advantage right here on APN Sports. Heading now to the home half of the 7th inning, and Chris Kalina will bat for the second time. He was robbed on our Marucci Honor the Game big play of the day out in center field. Second inning of work for Zach Privet. Kalina and Shakal, the 2 in the only AB position in the order. And that slider breaking pretty well here for Zach Privet. Started the game at shortstop. First batter up here in the home half of the 7th. And this one tapped towards the shortstop. And that's Webster, who moved from second to short and makes the perfect play, 1 down. Zach Privet has set down the 4 batters that he has faced since coming in. And 5 in a row for Utah Blues pitching, and the batter, third baseman Jack Watson. Singleton scored back in the 5th inning. He bats here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Takes a strike, good pitch, and that is strike. Wow, that was strike 3 called. Second strikeout for Zach Privet. Taking care of Jack Watson here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 down, and Luke Niebauer. And he goes after the first pitch. Bouncing ball, nice backhanded play by the second baseman. The throw gets away. That's going to be an infield hit. Here comes a runner to second, and he is going to be in. So Luke has an infield hit. Eighth hit of the day for the Bruins, and bobbled, and the throw not in time, and runners are at first and third. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. Runners are at first and third. So back-to-back errors. The second baseman on the throw. And here is Dubitsky, the center fielder, has done a great job in the field. He has a single and a 2-run double to his credit. That came back in the 5th inning. 5-0 Minnesota, bottom half of inning number 7. And that ball hit him, and the bases are loaded. So a really fine game. Perfect day at the plate for Dubitsky. And Brett Hughes is going to be pulled down for a new hitter. John Haskins, a 39-year-old. Brett Hughes went 1 for 2 and a stolen base in his 2 times up at the plate. But now Haskins with 2 out and the bases loaded. And this one is tapped to the first baseman, who will race the runner to the bag. Fine play there. And that will retire the side. The Bruins lead 3, but still lead 5-1 as you get a look at the fleet-footed center fielder, John Lipinski. Zach Layton will start things off. First pitch swinging, fly ball center field, long run for John Lipinski, and he'll make the two-handed grab in shallow right center field. Out number 1 and a fine running catch. That'll bring up, should be Jared Bates. Boy, that wind really starting to kick up. We're going to have to back off just a little bit, unfortunately. Yeah, when that breeze starts whipping up, the elevated camera has a little trouble. 5-1 Minnesota here. And here's a fly ball out in the center field, and John Lipinski comes in. He has another put out, and he has made all his plays in the field, with Minnesota leading it here by a score of 5-1. Nate Ackman has pitched outstanding baseball as we are in the 7th inning. And I'll bring up Miguel Hernandez. 11A hitter, walked his first and only time up, and I'll tell you what, if Nate stays out there, he gets that pitch, you gotta go back to that well. I mean, that is a pitch, a borderline pitch. The umpire's giving that one to you, and I think you got to really exploit that against these right-handed hitters of the Utah Blues. That outside, he's probably giving him a good ball length off the outside part of the plate against the right-handed hitters. A 2-strike pitch, and that locked him up. Strike 3 called, and the side is retired, and Ackman just continues to mow down the Utah Blues lineup. Minnesota leads it by a score of 5-1. This is the 34th annual MSBL World Series. Well, the third pitcher employed here by the Blues, and it's going to be the left-hander. That's going to be Dwayne Privet, so he comes in from left field. Zach pitched 2 quality innings, and now Dwayne is in there. First pitch outside, ball 1. Kevin Chavez batting for the first time. And I believe he is being added to the bottom of the order. Takes a letter-high fastball. Good velocity here from Dwayne Privet. He's made some spectacular plays out in left field in this ball game. That's ball 4. Now Rick Doobie. Grounds 1 foul, no balls and 1 strike. Doobie also added to the bottom part of the lineup as that ball gets away from the catcher. But, you talk about Nate Ackman. He's pitched a gem here. There's no question about that. And he loves Peoria Sports Complex. And Ackman is getting better with age. I mean, he has now set down 7 in a row and 9 of the last 10 Utah Blues hitters. Slapped to the shortstop, deep in the hole, and the long, strong throw to first, and did they get him? As the runner moves up to third, and that was a sensational play by the shortstop, Stephen Bowain, as they gunned down Doobie at first base. Runner at third. Curveball in there, and here's John Lipinski batting for the first time. I'd like to thank John for setting up today's broadcast, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Bounce that one up there, and a nice job by the Blues catcher keeping that runner at bay in Kevin Chavez. Not Chavez, Chavis. Or Chavis. Not sure how Kevin pronounces that one. Kevin Chavis. Right now, Dwayne Privet having a tough time against John Lipinski, finding a strike zone. And that is strike 3 called, and he got him. Caught looking for out number 2. Well, he bounced a couple of up there to try to get John to fish, and then set him up for just a inside fastball. That one is fouled out of play. And this is Ryan Polahanka, the leadoff hitter, who has been on base twice without a base hit. He walked and scored in the first, reached on an error in the fifth, and he's 0 for 2. Runner at third with 2 out, and he rifles one foul, and that did get the first base coach. And hopefully he's going to be all right. A swing and a miss, and he struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and we are heading to the top of the 9th. 5-1, Minnesota leads it here from Peoria Sports Complex, the winter home of the Mariners and the Padres. I think this ballpark opened up in the, let's say about 2000, maybe 1999. Well, Nate Ackman is trying to go for a complete game here from Peoria Sports Complex on this beautiful afternoon. John Lipinski has moved over from center field to right field. And back out into center field is Dubitsky. And I believe that's Chandler McLean in left. So we go to the top of the 9th inning. This should do it. Well, the only question as we go to the top of the 9th inning, can Nate Ackman finish what he started? Going after the first hitter in this top of the 9th inning, and he got him swinging, and that is 10 strikeouts. No number on the back of the jersey, and we don't have that young man on the roster. So 1 down, we go back to the top of the order, and Dwayne Privet. He's had a solid day at the plate, not only in the field and on the mound, but he is 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and 3 tries. And barring a big meltdown here, Ackman should get the victory here in a complete game performance. And he's given up only 1 run to a team that has scored 26 runs through 3 games. That's nearly 9 a game, and they've only given up 14. First batter is out, 10 strikeouts. 5 hits in total for the Blues. And here's a line drive out in the right field, base hit. Only the 6th hit of the day for the Utah Blues. That sets down 8 in a row by Nate Ackman. And now Zach Privet. Tough hitter. The Privet boys can play some ball, but he's 0 for 3 today at the plate. 2 shutout innings and some good play at shortstop. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. We're in the top of the 9th inning. What a job by Nate Ackman as he delivers. And here's a bouncing ball down to third. They're going to go to first with it and get the all-important second out, 2 down. Another fine play by Jack Watson at the hot corner. 2 down in the inning. And now Casey Miller will come to the plate. The Blues are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position in this game. First pitch is outside, ball 1. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout, fly out, fly out. And here in the top of the 9th inning, the Minnesota Bruins 1 out away from capturing their first round-robin victory. Here's a swing, high fly ball, right center field. Under it is Lipinski, and he makes the catch. Well, he's been doing that all afternoon long. 5 putouts in the game, and this one is in the books. And Minnesota gets their first win in round-robin play. Final score here from Peoria Sports Complex. The Minnesota Bruins defeat the Utah Blues 5-1. The Blues drop to 3 wins and 2 losses, while Minnesota picks up their first victory. Our star of the game this afternoon is Nate Ackman. He goes the distance, 6 hits. He strikes out 10, gives up just 1 earned run, and he is our APNvideo.com player of the game. So, thanks to John Lipinski for setting up today's broadcast from the winter home of the San Diego Padres and those Seattle Mariners. Jeff Lowry from APNvideo.com saying so long, everybody.